Okay. Hey you guys, so it has been quite some time, one could say a hot minute, since I have done a favorites video, and a couple of you have been asking me what my favorites have been lately, so I thought, you know, I'll show you. So let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about are these lashes from Esquido, or Esquido, I don't know how it's pronounced. These were sent to me. These are the Gina lash. They are so beautiful. They are really, really nice wearing alone for kind of like a more, well, I guess natural to me, but probably not natural to you. I like them because I think that they're a little bit more natural looking. They're super comfortable to wear, but they're also great for stacking. Like if you are putting a couple lashes together, they're just a really, really good style. So I've been wearing those pretty much constantly. The next thing I want to talk about is not even needing to be mentioned because it's the KVD Thunderstruck single eyeshadow. I picked this up originally with my own money, but they did end up sending me another one, so now I just have that as backlog for later. This color, dough. It's just like super, super intensely pigmented. I don't know. I mean, you guys have seen me use this a couple times. You saw my very first ever reaction to it. When I saw this in Sephora, I swatched it and I was like, yo, that would be a fucking epic highlighter. And hate to say it, but I was right. It's so sick. It looks stunning on like pretty well every skin tone. I had asked you guys if you had deeper skin tones to tweet me some pictures so I can see what it looks like on different skin tones, and it looks fly as hell. Also, apparently, this is Sephora's #1 selling single eyeshadow. I don't know. Not trying to say that was us, but it was probably us. The next thing is also a highlight. It's from Mercier and it's called Matte, it's not matte, Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01. It looks like this. It doesn't really look like much in the pan, but when you swatch it and put it on your skin, it's just the most like beautiful, subtle kind of highlight. This would be really, really nice if you aren't into that super like intense, like, you know, I can see myself in the reflection of your face kind of highlight. Unlike myself. But you know, those days when like I just want a more kind of like settle toned down highlight, which is not very often, but it happens. This is stunning for that. And I picked that up with my own money at Sephora. So this next product is a lipstick from Urban Decay. It's called Temper. It is, I can't even really describe it. It's like a red, but it has almost like, I don't know, it's almost like a muted, like orangey red. I can't even really describe it, but it's so stunning. This was sent to me by Urban Decay, and I basically, like, they sent me a bunch of stuff at once, and so I kind of just like organized it and put it all away, and I forgot about it for a little bit. And then I was at the pumpkin patch with my friend and she was wearing this lipstick and I was like, the fuck you wearing, because it's so pretty. And it was this, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. And the formula for all of these lipsticks is phenomenal. It's super, super nice. They are marketed as matte, but I would say they're more of like, well, no, they're pretty matte, but it's not matte like Melt is, it's matte like more of a kind of satin. It's a super nice formula. It's creamy, it goes in the lips nice, it's long wearing, it's not so dry that like it's peeling your lips right open, you know, it's just a good formula. So I recommend going and swatching some of them at Sephora, even if red isn't your color, but checking out some of the other colors in the line, because the formula across the board is just nice. Okay, this next thing you guys are gonna be like, really dude, but long story short, I went into, where was it? Holt Renfrew, which is like Canada's Nordstrom kind of thing. And I had been looking to swatch the Louboutin lipsticks for a while because I just wanted to see them. I was like, cold day in fucking hell would I spend that much on a lipstick before seeing it in person. Long story short, I ended up getting two. First thing I want to talk about, the packaging is stunning. Once I'm done using this as lipstick, I'm going to have it as like, I don't know, a Christmas ornament or something like that, because it's so pretty. The packaging is ridiculously heavy, like my freaking wrist goes limp just holding it, dude. But anyways, I got the two different colors. I got this one, which is a nude. It's called like Desert Rose, but something, it's in a fancy like French way or something like that. This is from the Sheer line. They have like sheers, mattes, and satins or something like that. I'm wearing this color right now. I want to tell you guys that I don't love it, but I really, really do. It's just it's like my exact lip color, and I keep going to like, you know, put on other nude lipsticks, and then I'm like, man, this is such a nice nude. Like, it's just sheer and it's nice. I probably won't wear it all of the time because I prefer more matte lipstick over like sheer, just because I don't like to have to worry about it transferring and coming off during the day, but it is really pretty. Is it worth, what was it? I think it's 90 US and like $115 Canadian. Is it worth it? Hell no. There's plenty of other lipsticks out there that, you know, I'm sure are dupable, but I have been wearing it a lot, which I was surprised by because I kind of was just like, I'm probably going to buy it and just like, you know, perch it above my bed so I can just look at it every night before I fall asleep and cry. But I've actually been using it, so it's in the favorites video. The next thing was sent to me as well. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It is the Self-Made palette. When I first saw pictures of this, I was like, meh, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite, and I was kind of talking about it on Periscope, I think. And I was saying that like once I started using it, I liked it more, but somebody explained to me that it's meant to be used as like quads, and I was like, like my mind was blown, and suddenly like I fell in love with this palette. So basically what they meant by that is like, you're looking at this palette and maybe it feels like a little bit disjointed, but when you look at it in like fours like that, it suddenly becomes a lot more wearable. And fours like that, and fours like that, fours like that. And you're like, oh, I understand now why these colors were chosen. Whereas like when I first looked at this palette, I was like, this seems very haphazard to me. I get it now. My brain is on board with this palette. Aside from that, I mean, the quality is beautiful. Some of my favorite colors are in here, like Pink Champagne and Metallic Plum. Pink Champagne is a single shadow as well, so if that's one of the colors that's really, really calling to you, I mean, it is a single. And then Metallic Plum is just a stunning color. And so is Treasure. Treasure reminds me a lot of the color from the Venus palette, the Lime Crime Venus palette, which I'm trying my best not to use, but I love that as a highlight. But this is so stunning. It's super pigmented. Overall, it's just a really, really nice palette, and I could actually see myself traveling with this one, which is pretty fucking rare for me. There's very few palettes that are in my arsenal that I would actually just like travel with, whereas I'd normally just bring like a palette that I made kind of thing. But it's just a good assortment of colors. I mean, there's not a ton of mattes, but the colors that should be matte are, if that makes sense. Like you have a matte highlight, you have a matte crease shade and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a pretty good palette in my opinion. I've been using it quite a bit. So this next thing, I was shopping in Sephora with my friend, and the first, like right when you walk in, the first thing that was right there was all of the new like Korean beauty products and stuff like that. And this was one of the things that was on there, the egg cream mask, and I looked at it and I was like, really cute packaging, that sounds disgusting. But long story short, I ended up getting one anyways because I was like, whatever, we'll see how it goes. It's supposed to clarify, nourish, and moisturize. And I feel like it did all of those things. I'll tell you guys my honest opinion about masks in general. I don't think that there's, I've never tried a mask where I've been like, wow, life-changing. But I like doing masks. I find them relaxing, and I think they're kind of nice to do, and they make my skin feel nice. No mask has ever given me like these really like phenomenal results where I'm like, holy crap, I'm a glowing angel. But like, pretty damn close with this one. It just makes my skin feel really, really nice and soft and hydrated. Basically, it's a sheet mask. You put it all over, you look really horrifying for like 20 minutes, and then you take it off and you rub the excess product into your face. It feels a little bit sticky afterwards, which is my only kind of downside to this. A couple people on reviews said that they didn't like the smell. I love the smell, so to each their own, but yeah, I felt like it was pretty hydrating, and it was nice just kind of doing that to wind down at the end of the day. I've also read that apparently you can get these for like way cheaper off of Sephora, so it's worth looking into, like if you can find somewhere to get these cheaper, because I believe this was like $8 and this is a single-use mask. That's pretty expensive. So there you go. This one's gonna be obvious, but the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca Remix Palette, you know what's up. Oh, so pretty. I love this palette so dearly. Y'all already knew that. But it's just such a pretty palette. It's very versatile. The neutrals that they do have in here are just good neutrals. It has a really good mix of matte and shimmer, and there's some like color shifting colors in here. Yeah, I've just been freaking having a good old time with it. So there you go. I also like that it's in the shape of a color wheel because it makes it a little bit easier for people who maybe don't know how to, you know, pair colors. So for instance, like if you were kind of struggling with how to pair colors, you could do complementary colors, which are exact opposites of the color wheel. So this green and this purple. You could do, you know, split complementary, which would be like these two here with that there. Like you could do, it's just cool. It's cool that it's in the shape of a color wheel. I like it a lot. And the other thing too is that this is about, sorry, I'm flinging this around all crazy. This is about like, I think it was $71, either Canadian or US. I have free shipping with Sephora, so I didn't have to pay for shipping, but if you do, I think they usually are about like 10 bucks or something. So, I mean, there's 24 eyeshadows in here. A lot of people are saying it's really expensive, and I mean that is, so if you don't have $70 kicking around, fair enough, but if you do, 24 shadows for $70 is quite a bit. The last thing I want to talk about are 3 brushes from Smith Cosmetics. These were sent to me, and I love them. I kind of didn't know what to expect. I'm always very wary of brushes because I love brushes, and once a brush becomes part of my like routine, it's very hard to like kick it out of place. You know what I mean? So I'm always very skeptical, but these are phenomenal. There's a ton of bristles in here, like they're all very densely packed, and they're interesting shapes. Like that's what I like a lot about this brand, is that they have shapes for their brushes that are pretty unique. It's just hard to explain. But the first brush I've been using a ton in my videos, and that's the 202, which is a fine liner brush, and this is a very, very super fine liner. I love it. The thing that I like a lot about it is that I'm finding that a lot of fine liner brushes aren't really that fine, or the bristles are too long, so it's too floppy, it's not really that precise. This is like the most precise, wonderful eyeliner brush I've ever used in my life. I am obsessed with it. I can't live without it. So I have like literally 4 in my cup just when I need them. And then the other one is the Smith 232, which is similar to a MAC 217, but so much better. The way that they taper the bristles, I can't even describe it. It's just so nice. And like when I go to use a different blending brush now, I'm like, no, it's not the right shape, it's not tapered the right way, this is just so perfect and lovely. So Smith 232, awesome blending brush, living for it. The last one, I talked about in a video kind of recently because Dominique was using it and she was like, oh, it's so great for under your eye, and I was like, the fuck? Because it looks like this. Who's gonna be using this under their eye, goddamn? Me, now. I'm a believer. It works so well. It's just bizarre. Like, if you just go freaking right under your eye with that, it just works so nicely. It's a very unique shape. There's a billion different things that you could use this for, but I'm really, really liking it for underneath my eyes. It's so nice. And that's the Smith 220 brush. So those are my favorites from the past few months. I'm sure there's more, but I can't think right now. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products, and also let me know what your favorites for the past few months have been, because I'm always looking for new stuff to try. Alright guys, let me know what you want to see next in the comments below, and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Oh yeah, hope you learned something cool today.